Hey, welcome to Binge Bar. The first team based in the United States to play for Lord Stanley's Cup was the Portland Rosebuds. The NHL was then founded a year later in 1917 with 6 teams. The original 6, of course, featured the Boston Bruins, Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, Montreal Canadiens, the Chicago Blackhawks, and last but not least, the New York Rangers. So why wasn't Portland an original 6 team? And why today do we not have a Portland NHL franchise? Today we will be talking about the history of hockey in Portland and why they are so deserving of an NHL franchise. Now for a little hockey history lesson, in 1960 the Western Hockey League, or the WHL, introduced the Portland Buckaroos into their league. And there were times, believe it or not, that the Buckaroos actually were able to outdraw the Boston and Chicago teams of the NHL. The town had multiple minor hockey leagues as well, and with talks about the NHL expanding, this hockey town was almost a guarantee. 1968 arrived and the NHL stated it will be expanding to 6 new markets, and instead of giving the sheer success of a team to Portland, the league declined, stating your stadium is clearly just too small, and without a chance to rebuild or anything in the matter, the NHL pressed on to other markets, some of which by no means were hockey markets, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and so on. And with that, expansion continued on into more non-hockey areas, such as Atlanta, Kansas City, and San Francisco. Notice today, these teams don't exist anymore, but I guarantee you if Portland was given a team, we'd still be talking about them today. Harry Glickman, who badly wanted to enter the NHL with the Buckaroos, was constantly rebuffed. So he took the next best option, and basketball fans flocked to the Coliseum, and they still flock to the Moda Center today, and they watch their Trailblazers, and it would be cool to see Portland win another world championship like it did in 1977. At the Coliseum, Portland set the NBA record for consecutive sellouts, a string which continued into the new facility under the Trailblazers, became better known as the Failblazers or Jailblazers for a few seasons. Regardless, Portland is a proven sports market back then, and they still are today. Did you know Portland is one of the nation's biggest metropolitan regions without an NHL franchise? The NHL is set to expand to 32 teams with Seattle shortly. Realistically, this will be it for expanding within the league for quite some time, but that doesn't mean the NHL won't ever see a franchise in Portland. Relocation. The NHL has never shied away from moving teams from point A to point B, and even sometimes back from point B to point A, and so on. So who's moving to Portland? The leading candidate for relocation has long been the Arizona Coyotes. It's no secret, the team has been unprofitable since its relocation from Winnipeg to the Phoenix metropolitan area in 1996 and went bankrupt in 2009. The league actively resisted selling the team to interests that would have relocated the team out of Arizona and made numerous efforts to sell the team to owners that had intended to keep it in the state. Somehow the league convinced the eventual owners of the Winnipeg Jets to buy the Atlanta Thrashers instead of returning the Coyotes to their original home in Winnipeg. The team had feared relocating various times. The team has been sold multiple times at the point of us even making this video. For instance, the Arizona Coyotes have been sold twice in 2 years. Exactly. In 2013, if you believe reports, Paul Allen almost bought the Arizona Coyotes and moved them to Portland. Now, of course, this didn't happen, but if Arizona can't get it together in the near future, the Arizona Coyotes may just relocate to Portland, Oregon. Carolina and even Florida are also prime candidates as always, but sadly. If the league does relocate a team, Houston or even Quebec will likely be awarded a team first. The only reason we say this is look at the track record. Portland has gone above and beyond proving they can support an NHL franchise, but the league constantly chooses elsewhere. At this point, you're more likely seeing a team in Hawaii than you are in Portland, but one can only hope.